Animal hoarding. What is it and how can I help? Hi, my name is Natalie Gears, and today we're going to talk about animal hoarding. Animal hoarding happens all over the world, but it is especially prevalent in the United States. An animal hoarder is defined as someone who has accumulated a large sum of animals, but fails to provide them with the basic needs, such as sanitation, veterinary care, and nutrition. When these animals are not cared for properly, this can result in starvation, illness, and in extreme cases, death. Hoarding is a mental illness, and it is recognized as such. Most of these people are in poor health as well, and they don't understand what they're doing to these animals. While it is a mental illness, that does not negate the fact that there are over 250,000 animals per year that fall victim to animal hoarding. Animals that can be hoarded include, but are not limited to, dogs, cats, reptiles, rodents, and sometimes even farm animals. Now that we know what hoarding is, we can start to learn the signs of it. Some of the signs include having numerous animals, sometimes not even knowing the total number of animals that are in their care. Their home is often deteriorated, with dirty windows, broken furniture, and extreme clutter. The animals may seem emaciated, lethargic, and not well socialized. They may even have fleas or other diseases that are unknown. The hoarder will probably insist that their animals are happy and healthy, even if it is obvious that they are not. If you notice signs of animal hoarding, please do not hesitate to contact the authorities. You could call your local police department or animal welfare organization. By calling, this is the first step to getting them all the help they need, both the animals and the hoarder. The next step in helping all of these animals is to adopt. This is the best step in my opinion. Once these animals are saved from hoarding situations, they are often sent to rescues and shelters that will help them find their forever home. That's where we come in. Adopting can be the most rewarding experience, especially when the animal has been neglected in the past. I can speak to this experience because I adopted my dog Benji from a hoarding situation last year. They told us that he came from a hoarding situation where 15 other dogs were also rescued. Once they told me, I started to do research to see what that really meant. When I first adopted Benji, he was a very scared and timid little dog. Being only 4 pounds, he was basically scared of everything. After my research, I started to realize that a lot goes into training a dog that has been in a hoarding situation. While trying to crate train him, we quickly realized that he was terrified of crates. We assumed this was because he was left in a crate for the first 4 months of his life. We realized that crate training was not for him. Now he happily sleeps in his own bed all day long. Another thing that I noticed while training Benji was that he was terrified of metal bowls. We think that he was scared of metal bowls because of his first situation and not getting enough food and having too many dogs around him. If the bowl moved or made a sound, he would run away and hide and would rarely eat his food. Because of his hoarding situation, other dogs make Benji very nervous, especially at first. He used to run away and hide anytime a bigger dog got near him, or even start to nip at their ankles. Now, he is much better and has many puppy friends. He still gets very, very anxious when other dogs are around his food and gets very territorial. I've worked very hard to train him to not be aggressive when other people are around his food either, and he's done very well. While it takes a little bit of work and a lot of love, rescuing an animal can be extremely rewarding. It has truly taught me not to let an animal's past determine its future. Benji has grown immensely into the happy, excited pup that I know today. The next step, and arguably the most important step, is education. While speaking to some of my friends, I learned that most of them don't know the severity of animal hoarding. Let's go see what they had to say.
I do not.
I believe I do.
I don't know enough about animal hoarding to say I truly know what it means. I know it's when people collect animals, and mostly dogs or cats or something along those lines, as much as they would collect items such as like dolls or snow globes, and gets to the point where they can't really take care of them.
I believe it's the numerous amount of animals that are overpopulated in people's private and public areas.
I do not. No.
No, I do not.
I would say within the tens of thousands.
It's 250,000 every year.
That's insane.
I do not, domestic or not. I actually personally do not.
250,000.
Yes, definitely.
Yes, I think if you are capable of providing a physical and mentally stable home for these animals, it doesn't matter how many you have, as long as it's safe environment. But if you can't provide that, then I think it starts pushing the limits.
I think when you have a lot of pets, it's because you want a lot of pets and you can take care of them, and you yourself are mentally stable enough to deal with them. I think when the number gets up to the amount in which you can't really take care of them, the animals are on top of each other constantly, you don't have the space, you don't have the room, it becomes a hoarding situation. And when animals become more of a collection rather than like part of the family, that's when it becomes hoarding as compared to having a lot of pets.
Completely. I know people that can take care of a lot of pets, but also I do know at least a couple hoarders who got in trouble for it.
I think they should step in if it gets pretty serious. Yeah.
I think a mixture of both. I definitely think hoarding in general is definitely more of a mental health crisis than a police crisis, but I also understand, people can be people, and you might need help in those situations.
That's a really good question, because I do believe hoarding is a mental illness no matter what it is. So for that reason, I do think that mental health professionals should be the ones to deal with it. However, people with those attachments to their collectibles, in this case it's living things, they can be violent and aggressive, and also it is a part of animal cruelty. So I do believe some sort of punishment should be involved. So I think that animal control and um, mental health professionals and police should all work together, and it shouldn't just fall on one specific group.
It's a cooperation between both mental evaluation as well as police. I think that if you can try to mediate the situation with mental health evaluations as well as corresponds with counseling, that's an operation. But at some point, I think it does become a crime where police do need to step in at some point.
Today we learned that there are 4 steps to ensuring safety to animals and animal hoarders. Step 1. Know the signs. Step 2. Contact the authorities. Step 3. Adopt, don't shop. And step 4. Educate your friends. Thank you.